tell you something about Andrew. This is my boy right here. You disrespect him, you're disrespecting me.
Inside fighting, Sean's inside fighting.
We're back at the Fight SZN Podcast. What's up? It's your boy Jesse Rowe with Inside Fighting, joined by Timmy Shoes, our head writer at Inside Fighting, and our man on the scene, Andrew Capucetti. What's going on, bro?
Not much. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Where you at?
I'm in Stockton right now. We're at Nate Diaz headquarters, Nate Diaz Academy, NDA Stockton. They're in there sparring, doing some hard sparring. Obviously, we don't want to film the sparring, so I'm out here on the side of the gym talking to my guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Timmy,
and there's music bumping in there. We don't want no copyright issues. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Got to clean up the channel a little bit. How you doing, Timmy?
What's cracking with you guys?
I'm good. I'm excited for all the things that are coming up. Nate Diaz fighting next month, and we got some news in the UFC too.
It just broke, Cap. Just before we hopped on, Charles Oliveira is getting the rematch versus Islam Makhachev at UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. Wow. And Paulo Costa officially fighting Khamzat Chimaev as the co-headliner. So that literally just broke like minutes ago.
Wow, that's huge. Hey, that's a huge fight. We know Charles Oliveira has a huge fan base, with Timmy being the number one Charles Oliveira super fan. You know what I mean? That being said, I know we're 4 months out. I'm going to give a quick prediction. Islam by absolute domination, round one finish.
Wow. You're going to make Timmy cry, bro.
But that's a sick fight, though, because we all know Charles brings a big fan base. The Dagestanis bring a big fan base. And so in Abu Dhabi, run it back, rematch, same situation, fire. Good call by Dana. Dana's always making the best calls.
Yeah, Timmy, I was talking to you before we started recording. You're a little bit upset about how it's in Abu Dhabi again, though, right? Because the last one was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, my poor Brazilians, man, they keep throwing them up against these Russians in Abu Dhabi. And you know, they got the home field advantage. I wish they would just let Charles Oliveira fight in Brazil. He hasn't fought in Brazil since 2019. Actually, it was 2020 in my city, Brasilia, but it was close to the crowd. Let the man fight in Brazil. Whatever. I'm glad he's getting his title shot. This fight's going to be a lot different. I think Islam is going to be taking a nap within the first 2 rounds.
Wow.
Let's go.
Islam's going to be taking a nap in the first 2 rounds. Wow.
That is what I believe.
But yeah, it's good to see also Khamzat back. He hasn't fought since he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz last year, ended up fighting Kevin Holland. If you call that a fight, it was over before it started. And Costa too hasn't fought in since Salt Lake City of last year. So both of those guys have basically had a year off.
How's the lighting in Stockton over here?
Looks good.
Looks good. Listen.
It's actually, I got to say, it's actually really good.
Hey,
yeah, sunny Stockton.
We'll get into it closer to the fight. But all I'm going to say is these guys are grinding, and I'm going to leave it there. That's my little insight that they're working hard here at NDA Stockton.
Is it the whole team that's going to be fighting on the August 5th card? Everybody's in there?
Yeah, of course. All the real fighting fighters, all of 5 of Nate Diaz's teammates are all in here grinding. Jose, Aguayo, Ramos, Luciano, Chris Avila, Alan Sanchez.
Damn, that's a murderer's row.
Yeah, they're all here. Nate, tonight's sparring night, so.
What's the quality of sparring? Do they have some good pro boxers in there for the sparring sessions?
Yeah, it's always any mix of, all types of pros, boxing pros, usually boxing pros. Every now and then you'll sneak in an MMA pro because some MMA pros got hands. We all know that. Yeah. But anyways, so that's 6. So Dana just announced some big fights today, huh?
Yeah, and so in the reverse of that, I don't know. We don't have to. We can get into the Khamzat Costa stuff later. That's we have time on that. But on the reverse side of that, Izzy literally just went on social media we've got huge breaking news in the past 2 hours. Izzy goes on social media and says that the Du Plessis fight is off now because he's not going to be ready for Australia. So he's saying Sean Strickland will be next instead.
When's Australia?
That's in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I get a date? September what?
I don't know the exact date. It's UFC 292. Is that what it is?
I believe so. UFC 292 is in Boston, so I think
here's my take on that. I like Du Plessis, but when the champ picks a date and the champ says, "Hey, let's go, let's fight," you got to fight when the champ wants to fight. That's why he's the champ. The champ calls the shots. If Adesanya wants to fight in 8 weeks, Du Plessis better get ready. And I just feel like Adesanya is probably trying to call his bluff. I think Du Plessis will be like, "Hey, this is my title shot right now. If I got to step up, whether I'm ready or not, unless he has an injury, a doctor's note, a medical note, I think he has to step up and fight Adesanya." So I think we'll see.
Foot injury.
Oh, if it's a foot injury, then hey, Strickland's next.
Yeah, supposedly a foot injury. Somebody tweeted that he has a foot injury, that he just doesn't have enough turnaround time. But you might be right. I thought the same thing. I thought Izzy might just be trying to give Du Plessis a little kick in the ass to say, "Hey, let's go. Let's make sure we get this done in time." But I gotta admit, I'm looking forward to the Strickland press conference. So it's not I'm not going to complain too much if it's Strickland, but
just so you guys know, it's September 10th, UFC 293 in Sydney.
Oh, nice. So Du Plessis will get that. Even if he has a foot injury and he has to fight Strickland first, he'll eventually get that title shot, whether it's against Adesanya or Strickland. Du Plessis is next in line, So we'll see. Maybe he does.
Imagine they just announced Chimaev.
Oh wow!
We got a guest on the team. Imagine if the winner of Chimaev and Costa goes on to fight Du Plessis after. That might line up well.
Right.
Oh, right. That would, as sort of like the title. Well, the Du Plessis Whitaker fight was supposed to be the title eliminator. That was the thing. Yeah. So this is like, if you're Du Plessis, you're kind of like, he probably should just wait, because he runs the risk of he probably is already guaranteed a title shot by beating Whitaker. So he's going to run a huge risk if he takes a fight with anybody else. So is that what you said?
Well, you're right. It would be a huge risk, but maybe, they don't want him sitting out that long because, there's going to be the winner of Chimaev versus Costa. I mean, if one of those guys wins, probably not Costa, Chimaev wins, they're probably going to want to move him up the ranks too. And then the new title eliminator might be Chimaev versus Du Plessis, which is a very interesting fight.
You sound like a bunch of what ifs.
They do.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen, but Strickland and Izzy is going to make for some very interesting moments on the mic. We can bet on them.
What do you think sells more pay-per-views? Just is Strickland versus Izzy or Du Plessis versus Izzy?
Du Plessis, no doubt about it.
You think so?
Yeah, he's just a more competitive fighter. Hasn't really taken. He's on the rise. Strickland, we've seen him lose a few times. So Du Plessis, his time is now. And they'll be fighting for the love of Africa. So they're fighting for I don't know,
African supremacy.
It's just there's more bad blood. Blood. So.
There is more bad blood. I guess I was just wondering because Strickland has he's like a little mini internet character now. He's all over social media. So I just wonder if maybe it'd do better numbers with him. I'm not sure, but either way, I'd be intrigued by both. I hope you're right. I hope this is just posturing by Izzy to kind of get the ball rolling. So
hey, how about Ryan Garcia and Oscar La Hoya announcing today that he made $30 million? Crazy. Let's go. Boxing. If you're a star boxer, you're cashing the big checks. And Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis did a lot of pay-per-views, a lot of big gate, and it paid off.
So the fight made $100 million?
I don't know. I don't know how much they made. I'm just saying Ryan made $30 million. I don't know how much the fight made. Yeah, Ryan's cut ended up being $30 million, and for a young man, I'm happy to see all his hard work pay off. So that's great.
Beautiful. Big payday for the man.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
What else is going? Tone down your energy. You guys are bringing way too much energy right now. Tone it down. What's going on?
Moving through the topics quick.
So Jamahal Hill, he ruptures his Achilles. He vacates his belt. This is the second young UFC light heavyweight champion to have to vacate his belt within, I think, a 12-month span. Obviously, Yuri Prochaska, he blew out his shoulder. So I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a curse on 205 right now after John Jones left the division. We had that really weird fight with Jan and Ankalaev. So the division's in flux, but it's pretty interesting because there was that UFC advertisement in a bar that sort of suggested or leaked that Pereira versus Blachowicz was going to be for a title shot. I'm pretty sure that got shot down by some UFC
It
brass.
did. It did. That was. They made a statement that it was an old copy from a previous press release. So they accidentally did an old copy of something that was from a previous event. So and then it ended up copying into it's probably an AI thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I still think that might be an interesting move because I don't know when Yuri's going to be ready. If Yuri's ready to fight soon, then obviously maybe him versus Ankalaev, something like that for the title. But maybe they don't want to do 5 rounds for Pereira and Blachowicz because it's in Denver, I think. It's at Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah.
Elevate.
Well,
So,
I think that they have 2 problems, right? Ankalaev is not a draw as to headline a light heavyweight fight. And you probably don't want to you don't probably want to do Ankalaev as Yuri's first fight back. I don't know. I just can't imagine that. I think whatever happens, it has to be Yuri gets the immediate title shot, which he will. That's already he's pretty much guaranteed to be one half of it. And I think Jamahal Hill absolutely deserves a title shot for relinquishing and vacating his belt when he does come back. So a year and a half from now, Achilles injuries are really tough. Those are really tough to come back from. I do think they need to give that to him just because he did the honorable thing. He did the same thing Yuri did, which they both relinquished it. And I think that's and I'm pretty sure Dana will honor that, to be honest. I think Dana will.
I believe that too.
But,
I just think Pereira versus Blachowicz for the belt would be fun. And if Pereira knocks him out, I think Blachowicz probably wrestles him. But if he gets knocked out, Yuri versus Pereira is an insane fight.
That is an insane fight. I was hoping though for Pereira versus Jamahal Hill at some point. That's a fight I really, really, really wanted to see. So maybe a couple of years down the line. But the second best fight for Poatan is versus Yuri, no doubt about it. Cap, what do you think?
I think Jamahal Hill's the man for relinquishing his bout because you guys said Dana will honor. I think Dana's you do good business, so do good business back. So Jamahal Hill will get his title shot when he comes back immediately. His first fight back, he'll get a title shot. I think they should make this a title fight in Salt Lake City. I don't care about elevation. I don't care about any of that. I think I don't know. Maybe the UFC is worried about Jan being champ again. Who knows?
Maybe.
Because I don't know how Pereira's going to stop his wrestling. Pereira really has no wrestling. I think I'll take down Pereira. He's just a great striker. So,
yeah.
Anyways, I think this could be a title fight, and maybe they are worried about the 5 rounds. One of them's going to gas. And not enough training. They train for 3. Who knows?
I mean, dude, if you go back to Salt Lake City last year, I remember the Rockhold and Costa fight was them. They were huffing after 2 rounds or 1.5 rounds. They were done.
That was a great fight.
It was a great fight, but they were both done by the 3rd round. So,
yeah, that was a fantastic fight. See, I love that fight. That's Salt Lake City, right? That was in August.
Yeah. So,
Dick, well, I don't know what they're gonna do, but next week's card is fire. I can't wait to break down next week's card on next week's episode.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining me. And good luck in Stockton, Cap.
Thanks. Hey, training's going real well. Back to Stockton. I'm not a guy who gives too much info, but let's just say there's sweat being broken daily.
I've seen some footage and I agree. It's looking good.
Sweat equity. You guys know the term sweat equity. And the sweat equity is built up. They got they
got saunas up there in Stockton, right?
Yeah, they got saunas everywhere.
Nice.
But hey, good to see you guys. My bad for not being on the past couple of weeks. I've been busy.
Yep. No worries. We held down the fort. Timmy's a great replacement. I was considering bringing him on full time.
Jesus Christ. I hope the energy. All right. Good talking to you guys. I'm going to see you guys on the betting show, all right?
All right, brother.
All right, have a good one.
You know what the fuck going on.
Peace.
Let me tell you something about Andrew. This is my boy right here. You disrespect him, you're disrespecting me.
Inside fighting, Sean Inside fighting.